Spitting here with the battle report. So this is game 3 of a one-day tournament. I talked about in my last battle report. 3 games only 7 players in it, but some very top-notch players. The guy I'm going against here is what we jokingly call the baby-faced assassin, because he's been playing this game since he was 14. I think he's like 18 or 19 now, but he said he's won the last 4 one-day tournaments, and I think he's won Best General at the last 2 GTs he's been to. So he's had a lot of success lately, a lot of success with this list, and here we are facing each other at the top table of this tournament. So this is a dawn attack scenario. Modified rules. You had to put 2 units in every third of your deployment zone, but you could choose what units they were. And yeah, and there's always extra scenario objectives you can get and stuff like that, but it didn't really affect the game too awful much. My opponent did use his wild card that allowed him to automatically go first, which is tough because I need time to shoot him, and he had a lot more drops than me, so I would have had a bonus to go first, and he's going to be able to rush up on me now. So on the far right, he's got a chariot, unit of dogs, 2 units of fast cav, both of which have a level 2 Slanesh Herald in there. You might remember this game from when I was trying out the new dwarf book. I played against him, and turn 1 these sorcerers were behind my lines, so I remembered this game. There's a unit of skull crushers behind him with a banner. They had the gleaming pennant. Another unit of dogs, a chariot, 2 chimeras, demon prince out back. He's got lore of Nurgle and charm shield. I don't know what else. Skull crushers, chariot, and another unit of fast cav over here, followed by some more dogs, and in the corner, he's got his battle standard bearer. He's just the unkillable 1-up and then 3-up rerolling ones. You might wonder why he's way off to the side. He's basically a steam tank killer, and my steam tank's over here. My opponent figures he does not need a reroll with his troops, so he's just over here killing steam tanks. So here's my snake. I've got a unit of 10 archers with my level 4s. Got a scroll, lore of life. Unit of demigryphs, no standard. Cannon. Inner Circle Knights with 3 characters, similar to a lot of my recent battle reports. There's Karl Franz with the Galmaraz. I have a Warrior Priest with a 2-up and the Van Horstum Speculum, and I've got a Battle Standard Bearer with a 1-up Crown of Command. I have a Hellblaster Volley Gun, a horde of Halberdiers with a 5-man archer attachment in front, a cannon, Hurricanum, some demigryphs, and then in the corner some handgunners. My steam tank and the handgunners champion both have the Hawkland long rifle. I put the handgunners here because they were one of my first drops. I didn't want his fast cav coming around my flank, and that terrain I thought was just difficult terrain, and I wasn't worried about my demis failing dangerous terrain tests. I didn't realize it was going to be blocking line of sight, basically giving a hard cover save to the whole table. So my handgunners are pretty much worthless all game. So as you can tell, I'm hugging the back line. My thinking here is there's no reason to be aggressive. My opponent has to come to me, and I need time to shoot at him. So I thought I would give this a try. So he automatically goes first after Vanguard, and he rushes up like you can see. But again, because of my deployment, he couldn't get behind me, so his fast cav are actually kind of just in the middle of the table, offering some juicy targets for my Hellblaster Volley Gun. Here's over here on the left. Yeah, I mean, those dogs, I can charge with my steam tank. Actually, if anything, I like how his dogs and his fast cav are kind of in the way of his battle standard bearer, because his BSB is trying to charge my steam tank, and it's going to be a bit before he can get there. This is in the middle, and over here on the far right. So Empire turn 1. I decided to go ahead and take my knight unit and charge a unit of dogs. Basically, I have enough shooting just to wipe out one of his units, but only one of his units. And so I figured I can charge with the knights and then just reform. It kind of allows him to fly behind my lines a little bit, but there's just, there's only so many things I could do. I could have just ignored him, I guess, but I decided to do this. Here on the far left, you notice I did not charge the steam tank in. I'm just going to lay a flame template down. It'll hit his dogs and his fast cav, and it allows me to shoot. Now, I did make a mistake. I forgot to strip the charm shield off of the demon prince. I may not have been able to, but my Hawkland long rifle engineer could have tried. But so the steam tank shoots at his demon prince, hits him, and then he gets a 2-up ward save against it. Or not a ward save, but the charm shield. So mad at myself. So there's that. Here's the charge. Obviously an easy win there. My demis charge this unit of dogs. I failed 2 dangerous terrain tests, so I have 1 demi almost dead. And here's on the far left after shooting. Yeah, I kill 3 dogs. They panic, and they land right in front of the BSB. I kind of like that. Kills 1 of the fast cav. And over here, I can't even describe to you how angry and frustrated I was at myself after making this mistake. But I killed the dogs. I'm just going to reform. I could reform any way I want. And I just kind of haphazardly do this. And obviously I wanted to block his fast cav from charging the Hellblaster volley gun, but I didn't think that there's only one, because after shooting, my Hellblaster kind of failed in shooting at that unit. It only killed a few. So he still has his character in there, and it's lined up perfectly where the character can move straight ahead, pivot once or wheel once, and hit the Hellblaster, go right between my lines, which was just stupid. All I had to do was angle a little bit more, put my knights in the corner. Oh, God, I'm still mad at myself. I was so mad. And over here on the left, demis easily win. And reform, and we go to Warriors of Chaos turn 2. So his character charges out his fast cav unit at my Hellblaster volley gun. His other fast cav unit charges my redirecting archers on the right. Demon Prince and 2 Chimeras move up where you can see them. I'm kind of excited about this because I think I can still shoot at them with at least 1 cannon, probably another cannon, and my maybe even my steam tank. So I'm actually pretty optimistic of being able to kill the Demon Prince. Right now it looks like the steam tank couldn't because it would hit my knights, but I have a chance to move my knights before I'll have to shoot. So let's see, during my shooting phase I did aim 1 cannon at his Skull Crushers because they didn't have a good other target to go for. And I'm finding that if I can strip 1 Skull Crusher out of a unit, that really decreases their effectiveness. So 2 Skull Crushers charging 4 Demigryphs, I'm actually pretty confident about that. I'm always worried about the charge, but I should be steadfast, and I might even win. You never know. This is the far left. His I don't think his fast cav charged my steam tank. I'm a little bit confused looking at that, but anyway. There's the left. There's that. I mean, there's a chance I could even win that combat, and if I do, that'd give me a free charge into the flank of the Chimera. That would be awesome. And there's, oh God, so mad, so mad. Oh, I hate making dumb mistakes. So then disaster struck. So he goes to the magic phase. First off, he gets like 11 or 12 power dice to my 6, which is just awful. So he throws 5 dice at Cacophonic Choir, and I throw 6 dice at it, and it goes through. So he throws 5 dice with a level 2, I throw 6 dice with a level 4, and I don't have a scroll, I used it turn 1, and it goes off, which is just devastating. It kills it kills a Hellblaster who's in combat, is going to die anyway. It kills 2 of my cannon crew, it kills, I think, a demi, and kills everybody else. But the problem is, not only does it kill a bunch of stuff, but now I'm always strikes last, random movement D6. So now, you know, I can't even charge stuff. Oh my gosh, just brutal. Absolutely brutal. So then he casts Purple Sun down my lines. I fail my Lookout Sir with my Battle Standard Bearer, and then proceed to fail my initiative test. And then I fail my initiative test on all my knights. Literally, I've got a Warrior Priest, Karl Franz, and 2 knights left. That's it from the whole unit. Nobody can pass an initiative test. And of course, then he gets dice back again. And I don't even know what causes this, but who cares? That's on the far right. And then with whatever spell he has left, he kills 2 Demigryphs. Oh my gosh. Just devastating. Oh. So we go to Empire turn 2. Demis on the right charge his Skull Crushers because what else are we going to do? Halberdiers on the right take advantage of random movement D6 and pivot and charge his level 2, so at least I have that going for me. Karl Franz's unit pivots and tries to charge the Demon Prince, but they fail the charge. And we're still locked up in combat on the left. Everything looks like that. Yeah, over here, I go ahead and charge the steam tank into his unkillable BSB. I know it's tough to get wounds through, but at the end of the day, I just need 3. And he's going to charge me anyway, so at least this gives me D6 plus 3d3 strength 6 impact hits. All the wounds I do, I think I'm wounding on 3s. He'll be saving on a 4-up armor, and then 3-up rerolling 1's ward save. So I don't expect to kill him, but there's nothing else the steam tank's going to do. Yeah, so it looks like that. And we go to the magic phase, and I get Throne of Vines up, and then I get regrowth up, so I regrow. I'm sorry, geez, ignore all that. This is on the far right. This is my Demigryphs charging his Skull Crushers. So this is after combat. I do 0 wounds to him. He does only 1 wound to me. Yeah, that was my chance. After this, my hope is just to hold him up all game. Here we go. After combat, I did not get the Lore of Life thing. That was a confusion. So usually the Halberdiers win, they overrun. This picture was taken, I overran 8 inches, and then we moved them back 4 inches because I forgot I was at ran to move D6. And when I overran, I rolled 2 4s. So it all looks like that. And here we go on the top right. Yeah, after combat. Yeah, that was my chance. It was really actually hurting me. Normally, I never take a standard with my Demigryphs because if you break, you lose one, and it can just really devastate it. But this is one where having a banner makes all the difference in the world. Because a lot of times in my combat between Demis and Skull Crushers, I find that we're tying combat, and if I had a banner, I'd be winning it. Warriors of Chaos turn 3. Look at the bottom left. My Demis just got really lucky with the Skull Crushers. He's down to only 1 guy left. I'm down to 1 guy and a wound left, but hey, at least there's that. Demon Prince and a Chimera charge my General's unit. Another Chimera charge my Halberdier unit, and his Chariot charges in. So the Chariot's going to cause impact hits, but I'm going to get in a challenge with my Warrior Priest and the Demon Prince, so at least the guys on top of the Chariot won't be able to attack. He's starting with a charge and a flank. I'm starting with a banner, so it's pretty much going to come down to wounds, but that's obviously a very, very important combat going on there. If he beats me in overruns, he'll be taken into Halberdiers, but if he beats me in overruns, that's the game anyway. I'm pretty much conceded it's the game already. Here on the left, he's just moving stuff around. I don't like my archers are so vulnerable, or screw the archers. My level 4 is so vulnerable, I just don't have a place to hide them. And then we go to the combat phase. We get in a challenge with my Warrior Priest and his Demon Prince. And I've got the Speculum, and he knew that going into it. He just wasn't worried about it because my guy, yeah, I get 5 attacks with Hatred, but I'm hitting him on 6s because I'm weapon skill 4, he's weapon skill 1,000,000. And he's got the Mark of Nurgle. So I roll my 5 attacks, I roll 2 6s, I have Hatred, so I get to re-roll the other 3 dice, and I roll 2 6s. I get 6 hits. High strength versus low toughness, they go through, he fails his armor, fails his ward, and the Warrior Priest just slaps the Demon Prince down. That was so gratifying. Made me feel so good. Oh, it was fantastic. Let's see over here on the left, if you look at the combat, his Skull Crusher is down to a single, I don't know if this 2 is marking wounds taken or wounds left, but he's down to 1 or 2 wounds left. I'm down to 1 Demigryph with 3 wounds left, and my phase is next. I might be able to regrow him. After combat, after the Warrior Priest killed his Demon Prince, Karl Franz absolutely destroyed his Chimera. Yeah, the Chariot didn't do any, the Chariot's impact hits killed the rest of the Knight unit. I won by a bunch, and he stuck. When I say a bunch, I mean, I think he had, what, a charge, a flank, and 2 wounds? And it looks like he may have done a wound to me, I'm not sure. And I did 3 wounds plus, I think it's 7. I probably won by about 2. Anyway, he stuck. Chimera goes into the Halberdiers, and they stick. If you look at the top right, Demigryphs and Skull Crushers are sticking it out. I think for the most part, Skull Crushers win that. I think 4 against 3 is helping me out. And for the most part, I think he's just getting unlucky with the Skull Crushers. Empire turn 3. I make a huge mistake in the movement phase. See if you can see it. I'll give you 2 seconds to figure it out. For the most part, I'm doing that. I move the Hurricanum up to give +1 to hit to the Demigryphs and the Halberdiers. Otherwise, there's really not a whole lot of movement to do. I take my level 4 out and put him on the other side of the Demigryphs to keep him from getting charged. The archers can't avoid a charge by his fast cav. My thinking was I put him there. If his fast cav on the left charges him, I'll flee, bounce through that unit, and But on his turn when he did that, I decided not to because his chariot could just charge him off the table. Yeah, there's that. BSB and the Steam Tank are still grinding it out. I do no wounds to him the entire game, and he's just sitting there plunking a wound here and there when he can. So we go to the magic phase. I get up Throne of Vines. I get regrowth. I cast on the demis, and then I realize I can't put 2 demis there because I can't add a demi because there's no space. Because where I put the archers and I put the level 4, and I didn't reform the demi at the last round of combat to give myself room. I wasn't thinking ahead. So I add a second demi, but he has to go behind him, which is just stupid and worthless. And all I had to do was move my level 4 more. I mean, it's just the stupidest mistakes in this game. The purple sun's still floating around. After combat, Karl Franz kills his chariot, reform to face the Chimera. The halberdiers reform into ranks, but we should be okay there. One thing to keep in mind is at the end of this game, whoever has something with fortitude within 6 inches of the middle of the board gets either 500 or 1,000 extra points. 1,000 if you're the only player with it, 500 each if both of you do. So that's why he has this fast cav. They each have a banner and they're sitting around the middle of the table. That's why they're there. Another thing to consider is even though it's only turn 3, time is really running low. And so we've agreed, I think we're going to get 4, maybe 5 turns, but there's no way we're going to go 6 turns. Warriors turn 4. Chariot on the left charges into demigriffs. That really is going to hurt. His fast cav charge archers on the left. That I don't care about, but it's not going to be wonderful. His chariot on the top right charges my hurricanum, and it fails it. Thank goodness. Yeah, that was very, very much appreciated. This just bites. Gah. And over here, yeah, the fight with the demis and the Skull Crusher, it looks like it's swinging to his favor. Being +1 to hit helped, but he's got 1 guy left, I've got 1 guy left, and odds are... Let's see, he has, I think, more attacks, and it's easier for him to wound. I have a better armor save, but he has a banner. I think odds are in his favor at this point. Probably have been for a while. After combat, yeah, it's really bummed me. The halberdiers are actually, they're flirting with killing that Chimera, but just can't quite do it. So the Chimera's down to 1 wound remaining. But I don't trust leaving it to the halberdiers, so I'm going to have to charge Karl and the warrior priest in there to make sure I get the job done, which I'd rather not have to. Over here, the fast cav beat the archers, who flee through the combat, run through my level 4, who promptly fails his panic test on a 10 and runs off the table. The remaining Skull Crusher has 1 wound left, but I could never get the wound off. He breaks my demigriff, who runs off the table. The Skull Crusher looks like he's on the table facing right. He's not. He's off the table. His chariot reforms. So things really just fell apart on my left flank. Empire turn 4 on the right. Karl and the warrior priest charge the Chimera. Hurricanum charges that Skull Crusher. 1, I'll have a bunch of strength 5 impact hits, which might help. And 2, I'll have a charge. So I'm hoping at this point just to win combat and break him as a way of getting those points. Chimera's dead. We turn to face his guys like so. This is on the far left. BSB Steam Tank still grinding it out. There's all that. Then on the right, yeah, I did my impact hits and couldn't get any wounds through, but he didn't do any wounds. I may have done one to him. I won combat by a couple. He broke and I ran him down. So finally got those points on the right. Yeah, here in the middle, let's see, his chariot charges my archer. He's going to get them. His fast cav charged my cannon. He's going to get that. Nothing I can do about it. And I'm not sure what he was doing. I forget what he was doing here. He came up to do something. It's not going to impact much. His chariot failed to charge my master engineer, but it was a long charge. After combat, it looks like that. Empire turn 5. Instead of charging Karl into the chariot to get those points, I just march him to the middle of the table so I could get 500 victory points there and keep my opponent from getting 500 points. So it's actually a 1,000-point swing. I charge the halberdiers into his fast cav. I figured those would be easy points to get. Yeah, it looks like that. And the game ends. So when all said and done, I actually ended up winning the game, which is funny because from turn 2 onwards, I just assumed I was losing it, really until his Demon Prince and Chimera died. And then obviously things turned around, but we were both losing points left and right. So yeah, so at the end of the game, I don't remember how many points I got. I think there's always 5,000 possible. My guess is I got 3,500. I don't know. I got more than my opponent, and I ended up winning the tournament, which was nice. I think more nice than winning the tournament was just beating this player with this list. it's been giving me headaches lately, so it was nice that it went the way it did, but what a wonky path to get there. So that's it. That's it for the game and the tournament. Hope you enjoyed it.
Hey everyone, Once Bitten here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has several functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like the video, you can leave a comment, you can favorite the video. I want you to know that I appreciate it when you do things like that. It feels much more interactive than simply me talking to a screen. So if you're willing to do so, please like, comment, and favorite the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you want, and you certainly are welcome to share this video on your blog or other websites if you are so inclined. Again, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.